There's various different requirements that you need to hit to fulfill to be eligible for an O-1 visa. You do have to have a certain amount of credits, a certain amount of press to qualify for an O-1 visa, especially if you're doing it yourself. One thing I always say to actors, especially younger or newer or starting out, is like, if you ever have any kind of ambitions to potentially work abroad, is to put together a file of any positive reviews that you've had from theatre or TV or movies or whatever it is. Positive reviews that mention your name, any kind of magazine shots, or if you did a cover shoot or whatever that is, anything that you can basically sell yourself. It's just like a sexy booklet of this person and how viable they are and why they're extraordinary and all of that kind of stuff. But if you can provide the studio with a lot of that stuff, then you'll get your visa process much quicker because you've got all of that stuff ready to go. If you are someone that's brand new and you suddenly randomly get hired for like a really cool job in the US, they'll do an O-1B visa, which means that you have to be tied to someone that's already on an O-1A visa. And that means that you can hire somebody that has no sort of qualifying experience or doesn't qualify for the O-1. Now, if you're doing it yourself and trying to get over here, then I would recommend talking to like an immigration attorney. And you also do need a US rep as well. So if you are doing it yourself, you need a US rep to sponsor your visa. If a production is providing you with a visa themselves, you'll be tied to that production, which means that you can only work for that production. But if you have a US rep and you want to then transfer it over to your rep, you have to hire a lawyer and you can do it, but then your rep would sponsor you, which means that you can then work on various different projects. But if you get hired by Apple to shoot over here, then you'll only be able to work for Apple unless you do that. So you do need US representatives to sponsor you or be your sort of guarantor, as it were. The best way to get an O-1 visa is to be offered a job in the US and have them deal with it. If, a TV show or a movie wants to hire you, then they will get their immigration office and their business affairs people and they will sort it out. But you need at least 6 weeks to get someone a visa. Sometimes you can get it done quicker. It depends on how well known the actor is.